Now, you may remember the very cold weather back in December and even the snow that we had. Well, for one couple in East London, it's a time they may never forget because they spent much of it on the roof of their home trying to raise enough money to buy solar panels for all their neighbours. Well, let's head to the road in Walthamstow where Thomas Magill is for us this evening. Thomas.
Yes, Alice, lots of very happy residents here on Lynmouth Road in Walthamstow. Not just Dan, who you will hear from in a moment, but also his wife Hilary, who I'll speak to after this little package, which is just going to remind us about how their time was up on the roof and how they managed to raise so much money.
Under our plastic sheet.
They spent 23 nights under the stars and at times under some plastic, in the rain, wind and snow. Dan and Hilary were on a mission to make a big difference for residents on Lynmouth Road.
Well, the idea is to basically turn our street into a renewable power station and put solar panels on the top of any house that wants it. We took to the roof in order to raise funds to actually achieve that goal.
Oh, I've done it!
And just before Christmas, that goal was achieved. £100,000 was raised, which now allows them to move to the next phase of the project.
So we've got the money. We've also already carried out surveys of the houses that are participating. So the solar company have designed systems for each of the participating houses. So it's really not going to be terribly long until we see the first kind of iteration of the power station emerging.
Dan hopes the power station idea will spread to every street across the capital in the future.
If I take it while you get on the ladder and then I'll pass you a bit.
For now, though, it's back onto the roof one last time to dismantle the bed that helped him make his dreams come true. Well, how brave were they? And you saw there Hilary just taking the last bits of the bed down from the roof. And in fact, if you look up at the roof, Dan is still up there taking the headboards down and bringing his roof back to normal. But back here on Lynmouth Road is his wife Hilary. Hilary, congratulations on getting to £100,000 in 23 days. But first question, what was it like to get back into your bed again and into the heat?
Well, I'm meant to say that it was a relief, and it was. I appreciate the warmth, but actually I kind of miss it on the roof. Just living under the stars, it was quite a special time, kind of out of the ordinary.
Certainly out of the ordinary. So you've raised the money. Dan said you've now moved to the next phase. How many homes will you be able to fit with solar panels from the 100,000?
In the first wave, it's about 35 houses that have already had their surveys and are ready to go quite rapidly now that we've reached that target.
Wow, so a real difference, but you don't want to stop there. You've got other projects planned as well, don't you?
Yeah, well, we know that we need to insulate on this street, and then it's not just this street, it will be like, how can we make it a model that other streets can adopt quickly? And there's a community centre and we're working with local schools, so we really want the power station to expand.
Wow, well, you did this for, not just for yourselves, but for the residents on the street. Let's speak to Dee, one of those residents. And in fact, Dee, you're one of the first of the 35 homes as well. So why were you keen to get involved in this project?
I mean, initially it was to save the environment, to do our bit to help the environment. But yeah, it's just become really exciting. Everybody on the street taking part, a real sense of community and a sense of doing something. I think everybody wants to save the environment and to do their bit, but we don't always know how. So Hilary and Dan have given us a direction and something to sort of work towards. And like Hilary was saying, if we do it, there's so many other streets that could do it as well.
Of course, and perhaps is it important as well during this kind of cost of living crisis, because there's money to be saved as well, isn't there?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it, to use the natural resources to help financially and to help save the planet. Fantastic.
Well, we looked at Dan a moment ago, but from the street, from Hilary, from Dee, let's have a wave up at Dan again. Hi, Dan. Oh, goodness. Alice, back to you in the studio.
Thomas, thank you.